Kate Pike, and you're watching The Broken Sea.
Hey, you two.
Hi, guys and gals.
We are...
Maybe the one of you.
God damn it. Alright, guys, we are back. We are The Broken Sea, and this is another edition of Broken Con.
The last one for 2014.
Yeah, which is... It's kind of a nice feeling.
I'm happy / depressed.
Yeah.
My post-con depression is settling in nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're...
I hate my job. Not this one.
At least he puts on a good face. But so we just spent the last weekend at
C4.
the C4, so that's the Central Canadian Comic-Con.
It's hosted in Winnipeg.
Hosted in Winnipeg. And yeah, it was a really long weekend.
Yeah, this was our first con, actually, technically, like a big one, going out as a group. And yeah, it was pretty tiring.
Yeah, like we spent the entire weekend basically on each other. I should be phrasing.
Oh, we're still doing that?
Damn it! But no, like we were like, I think it was a lot of tight, close spaces. We were very lucky. A good friend of the family allowed us to crash at her house, basically take it over for the entire weekend.
No hotel payments. Woo!
That is right. So you're welcome.
I said thank you. I thanked her.
Yes, you did. And she appreciated the letter that she didn't get until the next morning.
Did she appreciate the tasteful nudes?
Yeah.
They were tasteful.
Yeah, no.
I was on the couch.
Not even close.
I was naked.
No. Never again.
Anyway, yeah, we're procrastinating a bit. I am, anyway.
But, so, C4. We actually have a bit of history with C4, though.
Yeah, that's C4 3 years ago, so this is my third year going. This was actually the first con I ever went to, like the first comic convention, like the big one. Before that, I didn't even think I really did any of the small, little ones.
3 years ago.
Yeah, that's when you were doing your Hitsugaya.
Yes.
And
then I was the year before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 4. So I guess technically you're three times you've gone, but it's been 4 years since you first went there. Okay.
That would be it. And yeah, like C4 was also my very first con. It was my first real introduction
to the con life,
to the conventions, to the Mandalorian mercenaries,
cosplay in general.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was the first time that I actually brought my Mando out for the con, that I wore for all 3 days like an idiot. And I look back at those pictures and oh my god, my Mando was so bad.
Is that before when you had that like bigger helmet you were telling me about?
I had the big like bubble
look like
helmet,
a bubble.
and my chest pieces were so big and shiny, and I looked like a freaking. It looked really plasticky, like it was really bad, and so I'm very glad that my Mando that I have now is much better.
Well, and it just really shows how things change. Like my first year there, I did Joker all 3 days. I think it was 3 days when I went there too. Yeah. And that was back when I had the wig, but before I actually pinned the wig down.
Yeah,
so it was just
everywhere.
Exploding. Yeah,
it was everywhere.
It was everywhere. It was bad. I don't look at those pictures and I'm like, ugh. But anyway, so this one holds a lot of nostalgia here for us. We've been
we've gotten to know a lot of people in Winnipeg, and
a lot of close friends now. I'm sure as you probably heard of them. You know, King Joker, Kid Remington is a good friend of ours down there. But yeah, so as far as I guess both of our third times going, I guess Rob wants us to do a segment called Pros and Cons.
Rob, I hate puns. Why?
Rob, I do the puns.
But con? Because it's a convention and con...
Holy shit, I thought he was talking about Star Trek. Con!
God damn it, I hate you.
Anyway,
so...
I guess, yeah.
We can talk about the pros, like the pros of this particular con compared to some of the other ones. Like this year has been the year of anti-prop.
Yes. God, yes. If you're not too sure, check out our last 2 con reviews.
But this convention, C4 is
really well done.
Well, the thing is, it's privately run.
Yeah.
Right. It's a single company, but it's Winnipeg centralized. So it's not like they travel. It's not like they go anywhere like some of the other companies, like the Calgary company or X or the X or anything like that. So they're very focused, and so they have a very, I don't want to say lax, but open.
They actually do
policy.
weapon checks, and once your weapon's checked, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And even their weapons check, like they're very, like they're not.
They're not hard asses or idiots about it.
Like they can look at it and basically, even from a distance. From a distance, they will be like, okay, is that a weapon? Is that a weapon? No, that's a vacuum cleaner. No.
Case in point, JP was doing his Ninja Brian, and he borrowed my Joker blade
The one
for
with
that.
the spring?
It's basically one of your typical dollar store knives. You know, you get... To be fair, at a normal con, like I had that at Saskatoon, I didn't bust it out because I was worried they were going to get all on my ass about it.
And they probably would have.
Yeah. Which, once again, I really shouldn't have to feel like that if I'm just doing a cosplay.
And at this con, I was actually palming it, like kind of up my arm, and we're passing the security guy, and the security guy kind of quickly looked around my arm, said, "Oh, plastic."
Go on.
That's it. Awesome. So I spent the entire day stabbing Kris.
Yeah, he did. I was Danny Sexbang. It was
then
glorious.
It was actually really fun to bust those out.
It
That
was
really cool. Like, you were giddy.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, as soon as we walked in, people recognized us, and Rob was being a dick about it too. Rob was all like, "Okay, your goal is, if you don't get recognized within 5 minutes, your costumes suck." Fuck you, Rob. As soon as we get in, holy shit, can we get your pictures? I didn't think I'd see anyone do Danny Sexbang and Ninja Brian.
Yeah.
So now I can do Danny Sexbang everywhere I go because of this glorious mane.
But it was so that was really fun to kick out a brand new cosplay that I know you were really excited about, and I was pretty excited about, and it was fun to do something a little different, something a little bit lighter, something more comfy.
Yeah. Well, better than the Mando.
Yeah.
As far as comfiness goes,
And
I guess just another pro I can honestly say about C4 is the past 2 years it was a little cluttered because they'd only do the first, like the second and third floor of the convention center for it. This year they changed it. They had the first, second, and third floors. I thought it was pretty open. Like pretty good.
Like you never felt really.
You can't really blame them for Saturday. Saturday was busy as hell. There was a ton of people there, which isn't really their fault. They still had really good spacing.
Yeah, like you didn't feel clustered.
No, which was a good thing.
It was nicely spread out, and but at the same time, though, they did that because of the construction going on at the time.
Yeah. So who knows what it'll be like next year? To be honest. Another just really good thing I can say about it is just general good vibe from the con. Everyone's on the floor.
Everybody seemed pretty happy. The vendors seemed pretty happy. The artists seemed pretty happy. The cosplayers seemed pretty happy. Like some of the celebrities that were there that I managed to get to talk to, they seemed pretty upbeat and pretty happy about what was going on. And so, overall, it was a pretty positive convention overall.
It was just a good time. And as well, too, I mean, that's the only problem is going to all these cons now. You got a good assortment of vendors. If you're looking for something, there's pretty good chances you were gonna find.
You're gonna find something, and I always try to I do try to find random things that you don't normally find at different stores and stuff like that. I go to the conventions for the random stuff, and especially like the art and stuff. And I went pretty light on the art this year. I finally it's very hard to find good Mega Man art. Let alone Proto Man, So I finally found something really cool, and the same artist did the Shockwave and Soundwave thing, and I thought that like the coloring and the lines are super sharp, so that's why I liked them. And my girlfriend found the Fett poster, which is really cool, and so she got the artist to sign that, and I thought that was pretty cool. And finally have myself a claptrap.
He does. You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. So finally got myself a claptrap because love Borderlands. And to go with my stuffed Proto Man, I have a stuffed Vegeta. Can't wait to try to put something together for this guy.
You keep liking these characters that keep getting overshadowed by the main guy.
I know, right? It sucks. I'm all about the underdog. And apparently, my girlfriend found a little Gambit figure, which is apparently super tough to find. And I love how it's the X-Men Origins Gambit, even though he looks absolutely like he looks like the right Gambit. Like it's not like he wore his gear like this in the movie.
Well, that brand of toy, like they'll release it because that's the movie that was coming out, but they'll release like if you look at the back, they got Wolverine in his normal costume with a sword.
Oh, yeah.
Like they'll release like
Anything.
actual comic ones.
Yeah. So, but I'm still really happy. So I'm going to use that as kind of a base for my upgrades for my Gambit, because I also got to bust out my Gambit for this convention.
You did.
And you know, not my best work.
It's a start.
I know. Like it still it looks like it still is.
Looks like Gambit.
It looks Gambit-y. I got called Gambit more often than not, so it works. But I think there's definitely some additions to it that I can make. Like when I first came out with the Proto Man, I was like, yes, Proto Man worked. I was very happy with Proto Man when he first, and now I'm building a new Mega Buster for him.
I'm gonna be base.
I know you're gonna be base, and I hope you get to be base. Well, that would be awesome. I want to be base. And
What else did you get?
That's pretty well it, really. Like, we got free 20-year-old chocolate bars for Star Trek First Contact.
If you remember Hunter from Broken Cosplay, I think it was the second episode, she came with us. This chocolate bar is as old as she is.
Yeah.
But it's vacuum sealed.
It's all vacuum sealed, so you can probably still eat it. Like, the vendor that we're buddies with, he had a whole box of these left by the end of the con, and he's like, I don't
want to carry him around.
I don't want to carry him around anymore. Then there was a cosplayer from Vegas who specifically does Spock, and
he does a deadly Spock.
He looks exactly like Nimoy. It's insane. So Melissa, my girlfriend, she decided we should go give it to
him,
the Vegas Spock. So it was like, that's actually a pretty good idea. So we went up and gave him this box, and he was like ecstatic. Like he was just so pleased and just pure joy in that man's eyes. So it was that was really cool.
Because he's supposed to be non-emotional.
Yeah, I know, right? Like that was the only
stay in character, Vegas Spock.
I think he was though.
Oh,
that's the crazy thing. Like it took this box of chocolates to break through that.
Everybody likes chocolate except me. I like white chocolate.
But yeah, so that's pretty well it for random junk from the con. So it was still like the vendors were really cool, and a lot of random stuff, a lot of stuff that you see at every convention. But
it's to be expected.
There was a couple of fun things that I could manage to pick up.
So and of course too, I don't buy stuff.
He doesn't
at
buy
cons,
stuff, so it's all me.
I just go for the experience myself. So that's about it for the pros.
Yeah.
I guess we can start getting into the cons of the con.
Oh God, I hate you, Rob.
Well, I guess my one thing that I'd like to kind of go over, and this was because I've gone like 3 years in a row here to this, and you've been there 4 years, and of course, like I said, we got a lot of friends that are out there, and we talked to them. Our one friend Steve, he was discussing, and I agreed with him. As far as celebrities go for this one, not great.
No, like
for a con this size, you'd expect.
Well, the thing is, the last couple of years they got guys like
they had
going down. They had Shatner 4 years ago. Like my first year coming, they had
Patrick Stewart.
They had Patrick Stewart the last 2 years.
They had Adam West down there. I don't know if he was for C. I think he was for C4. I can't remember.
No, I don't know. Like they've had like
bigger names,
the main draw celebrities, and this year the main draw was supposed to be 5 of the dwarves from
the
new Hobbit movies, which you know,
Fair
like,
enough.
to
Yeah.
be,
If you're
to
a
be
Hobbit
fair,
fan, yeah.
well, to be fair, it's like they're kind of it's what's new, it's what's coming out this year. But other than the Hobbit movies, it's like
That's about it.
that was it. And they also had people from Lost Girl and
They had Adrian Paul
Adrian Paul
from Highlander, the swords, and the TV series, but I'm never gonna forgive him for the swords.
It's not his, yeah.
It was a bad movie.
Yeah, poor Adrian Paul. He seemed like a nice enough guy.
Oh no, he's a nice guy. It's just like, even Rob,
he made bad career decisions.
Even Rob was like, "What did he do after Highlander?" Nothing. He did nothing.
Started a family.
Yeah. Well,
So good for you, Paul.
and even last year we missed out on Jason Green Ranger.
Yeah, which
Missed out on him.
and that man's been busy though.
Oh yeah. No. That's fair. But aside from that, like, just very low key celebs, except for there was one main draw.
Well, the only
Like,
guy that I really went for, Jeremy Bullock, who was the guy who was basically the original Boba Fett. So he was really cool to meet and to kind of be there with the Mercs and stuff. We got a couple of group photos with him. In fact, one of the guys, like, he is such a soft-spoken individual, but has such a great sense of humor. Like, one of the other guys, he bent down after one of the pictures and his rangefinder fell out of his helmet.
Oh.
And Jeremy basically bent down, picked it up, and put it onto his head for the picture. So it's like, that is hilarious. Like, that's just, he just ran with it. Like, he came over, like, even before he went to his table on the Friday, like, he came by the Merc booth to say hello, and I was like,
Nice.
didn't expect to see you this early. That's kind of cool.
A little bit.
And I got some actual autographs from him. I got a photo op with him, but we'll talk about that later. And I got, like, he has the thing where he's an official member of the Mercs. He's not just an honorary member. Like, some of the guys in the UK built him an actual Boba Fett suit to wear for events. And so he as a favor to the Mercs, he signs the inside of the helmet. So of course I got.
Yeah.
So basically every Merc that went up to his table got their helmet signed on the inside.
That's
so
not bad.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. And so, like, and really, yeah, like, Bullock was the only draw, a heavy draw for me this year.
Yeah.
Right now to kind of backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
Back to now I mentioned that, like, I got a
Photo
op with Bullock. Now, the thing is, when you go to a convention and
you're
you
going
pay
money
to
a lot of money
to get a photo taken with these celebrities, you expect
quality,
not like quality picture, as well as what size would you say would be a good thing, like a good memento for a photo op?
like a nice big one you can put in a frame, like 8 by 11?
8 by 11.
8 by 11.
An 8 by 11.
Yeah.
This is not 8 by 11.
How much that one run you?
$30.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Basically, and that's for Bullock.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on who you're getting celebrity with. But the thing is, I realize that they had, printer issues and stuff like that.
Which is, it can happen.
That being said, 2 years ago, they got full-size, like, actual 8 by 11 photo ops with all the celebrities, and that was awesome. Like, that was great. So I don't know what the hell happened with that setup, because it actually worked.
Yeah.
It must have been too expensive, because I know you guys are C4 is clearly trying to cut corners where they can.
That was
photo
another
ops
thing, yeah.
is not where you want to cut corners.
Because generally, if they don't want to buy toys and shit, the celebrities are what's bringing them.
This is what people should be getting for a photo op. Full size, like something decent, something for them to sign later. No.
And God forbid you got a photo with all the dwarves, because you got 4 signatures on that fucking photo. That's gonna cover the whole thing up.
Yeah, no. It was kind of pretty ridiculous, and the fact that, like I don't know how you managed, like, what you did to fix your printer issues, whether it was to like send them off site.
From what I heard, that's what they were doing.
Either way, you get them printed in the full size. None of this crap, because I know 4 years ago this is what you did, and that pissed me off then. This pissed me off now.
You don't do that.
I figured after 2 years ago, it was like, oh, they actually fixed it up. They're actually doing printers right. And then I get this.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, of course, since they're having printer issues and they're doing them off-site, you had to wait like 3 hours to get your photo. You wait 3 hours and they hand you this dinky little thing?
Yeah, that's unacceptable in any stretch of the imagination.
That's an F minus minus.
Next time when you're focused on photo ops, make sure you do it right and actually have a backup plan when your stuff cracks down, and actually maybe get professional photographers in there.
Yes.
Because some of the photos that I saw sitting on that table
weren't
really that good.
A lot of arms being cut off,
yeah.
That was definitely something you guys can improve on.
Yeah, not something you need to cut corners around.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, too, it's just when you see the same thing, and to be honest, it's kind of the same experience going each year. It's just been kind of gradually, you start going through the motions, like it's not as exciting as it once was.
No.
I don't know if that's just going there all that often.
You're getting old.
Speak for yourself.
Shut up.
They're not changing it up. It's the same thing. It's the same vendors. It's not the same celebrities, because the celebrities are gradually degrading almost.
And
there.
I kind of didn't the 2 years ago. I liked the way they had it all set up. Like they had the games.
Yep.
On the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of stuff, and they had the wrestling up front.
Oh yeah, they had a huge ring.
They had and this year, the wrestling, it sucked because the wrestling was kind of pushed off to the side in a loading dock.
It was
area.
in a loading dock where everyone
oh.
I didn't even know they had it until I heard a couple slams from back there.
Yeah, it was oh.
I mean,
because I remember when a couple years back, the last time that I went, the wrestling ring was kind of right in your face. It was right there, and you could actually draw it really drew you in towards it when there was stuff going on. And
it's not like it was doing bad. Anytime stuff was going in, all those seats around it were full.
Yeah.
It's weird, because it's bigger this year, but it felt more empty.
Yeah.
In a way.
I think that was because the way they had it set up, the way they had everything spread out, all the gaming stuff, tabletop and video games on the very bottom floor.
And even that was pushed off to maybe 8 tables.
Yeah.
And they were barely getting used.
Yeah, that was really weird. I remember my first year where they had a whole Magic tournaments going on.
You could buy cards. They had big displays. And
it's kind of I don't know if that's the con or if that's just the general popular the general draw for the tabletop stuff.
Well, and I mean, to be fair, I can kind of understand, because when you got up to the top floor, you could tell they cut off a good portion of it, probably due to the renovations.
Yeah.
But even still, I don't know.
It's still a good time. Got to see a lot of good friends. We actually managed to attend an after party.
Yeah. It was a good after party.
It was a great after party. Not the official after party, but it was still a great after party.
Congratulations, Dallas. Lucky guy.
And Rachel.
And Rachel, yeah. Oh, sorry. Victor and, who's he married to in the comics? I don't know. I'm sorry. Don't kill me, Doom.
You should
just
kill him anyway.
No, you shouldn't. I'm too adorable to kill.
But, no.
It was a good time.
The second con in a row that it was wedding season.
Yeah. Because, the last one I actually went to that wedding. They didn't do the wedding here. It was just an after party.
It was an after
So that
party,
was-
like for like the social to help raise money.
We sang Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
That was my demand.
They had karaoke at this party, and that was a lot of fun.
We rocked the house.
We rocked the house.
It was a good
fun.
time.
It was a good time.
But all in all,
And we got to meet some of the other cosplayers.
yeah,
hanging which will come up in other videos.
Yeah, which also brings me to another thing is, and we were discussing this too, is generally when cons try doing after parties, like I'm thinking specifically when Regina did theirs, because we had an official after party done by the people that ran the con here. I know it's what you think people like nowadays, because it's the thing, but cosplayers after a long con, we don't want to go to a club and listen to
Terrible
music. I hate dubstep with a passion.
Wub wub. Wub wub.
Exactly. And this was the perfect setting. Just as a heads up to any people doing a con, if you're looking to do an after party, just have a nice, like, a pub setting. People can sit around, talk, drink. That's all we want to do.
And karaoke.
And karaoke. If people want to dance, they can dance. You don't need crappy music to do that.
No.
I can dance to anything.
So.
But all in all, I'd say good experience. It's just
Good company.
Good company,
We
but
might have driven each other nuts sometimes. Gotten
I-
each other lost a couple times.
Yeah, JP.
I'm sorry.
He's a horrible JPS. Get it?
Screw you.
I was no, and then Rob did it too. So I was like, oh, okay, so whatever. It's the city is trying.
It's Winnipeg.
It's the Winnipeg is trying to get us lost. But no, good times. Just as like the con itself, you guys really need to start changing it up.
Something's
Something's considering
gotta change.
It does.
I'm sure it'll come.
I mean, I'm sure you guys made your money back. I'm sure you did fine this year. Which, you know, if you're doing that, I know there's not a big want to change at that point, but experience-wise, I'd give it a 9, you know, just hanging out with everybody. But the actual con, I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was just...
Well, the thing is, and that's what happens, though, like, to be fair,
I guess
we've
not,
both
yeah.
have been going to this con for a while.
Well, yeah.
And so it's really tough for us to really judge. So
Mm-hmm.
if you guys were, if anybody was there,
Have any suggestions or experiences?
yeah, share it.
Leave 'em in the
Share it in the comments. And don't
If you saw our
it was
Danny
your
sex
first
banging
time,
Ninja Brian, let us know.
if it was your first time, let us know what you thought of it.
Yeah. Because as a starter con, yeah, it's good.
Oh, it's an amazing,
It's a great starter con. But once you've been going to cons, I don't know if you'd really... I don't know.
It's kind of nice to hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's about it. It's not a huge draw other than that. If you didn't know anybody in Winnipeg, I honestly don't...
Oh God, I would have driven me nuts.
Well, yeah, we would have had nothing to do. Anyway, so that's our thought on C4. You know, all in all, it's a decent con.
It's a good con.
It's kind of, I'd say it's an old-fashioned con. You just need to change some things up. That's all, really.
Hopefully we'll see you next year.
Hopefully, yeah. Don't kick us out. And also fix your pictures, like, because that's actually really, that's dumb. Anyway, if you had a good time listening to us ramble, because
That's exactly what it was. It was a
exactly
ramble.
what we did was ramble. You know, don't forget to do all that stuff that we recommend to do at the end of the video. Once again, leave some comments. Let us know what you thought if you went to C4. You know, general ideas that this sounds like something that you've seen similarly happen to other cons. Maybe if they've done something different to kind of breathe some new blood into it, you know, let us know, because that's the whole point of this con, is just to let you, or the whole point of this show is just to really let you know what to expect at a con, and if there's ways it can be improved, just letting you guys know.
Yep.
That's about it. Aside from that, I am Chris.
I'm JP.
I'm still adorable, and you've watched another episode of Broken Cons.
Thanks, guys. See you next time. And don't forget, we're going to have a couple of other videos of some of the other cosplayers that we managed to interview at the convention coming up soon. So keep an eye out for those.
Woo!